Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is We All Juggle Knives. Did you know I'm on crack? No, I'm not on crack. Actually, that footage is sped up simply because this little project took me about 40 minutes, and I'm not going to post a 40-minute long video. Although I believe YouTube does allow you to slow down a video in its settings. So if you want to see this in real time, I think you can do that if you've got the nerve for it. Alright, so what we're starting with is that. You see, it's pretty rough, pretty crude. We're going to make that look a whole lot better. In this video, you're going to see me whittling a training knife. You know, some people say whittling, some people say carving, but whatever you want to call it, I say shaping usually. We're going to make a trainer, meaning a knife that you can use to practice whatever combinations you practice or whatever knife defenses that you have learned. A training knife is a useful safety tool. You know, it's wood, so it's not going to have an edge and it's not made of steel. So if you want to practice knife stuff without slashing yourself or someone else up, a training knife is a good idea. And why buy one when you can make your own out of a spare little, that's like a piece of firewood that I got from batoning, just a scrap piece of wood. Now this is the knife part of making it. Before you get to this point, you want to cut out the basic shape with a hatchet. Now I think most people can figure out how to do that, but I've actually already filmed a couple videos where I show the hatchet carving portion. So if you're unclear about that, just stay tuned. I will be posting a few future videos where I show the prep work with the hatchet. Right, that'll be on the same playlist. But this is the finishing, the shaping, the smoothing, the making it symmetrical, making it nice. Now, of course, you could just use a stick if you want to just have like a stand-in for a knife. You don't really have to make it nice, but then there's no fun project. So, you know, this is partly for fun. And for the record, I'm using a Stanley utility knife. I think they call this the Snap-Off or the Snap-Off Extreme or something like that. I'll include an Amazon link. It's a good utility knife. I mean, it's sharp and it has replaceable blades and reloads in the handle. Now, the difference between a wooden training knife versus, let's say, a wooden weapon, a wooden shank, really, it's not much of a difference except for your intention, your technique, what you're going to use it for. You can make these more pointed or less pointed. I'm going to make mine pointed just because it looks better, you know, for artistic purposes. But if you're actually training with a partner, you might want to round the tip off depending on how worried you are about, you know, you'll poke your eye out, kid. So if you're planning like force-on-force contact, you might not want to make it this pointed. On the other hand, if you're just doing combinations in the air, you know, you use your judgment. I'm going to make mine pointed just for artistic and educational purposes and just for entertainment because I'm trying to practice and improve my skills at whittling and shaping a piece of wood. And being able to put a really fine point on a piece of wood is just a very basic skill that I want to practice and get down because I've only been whittling for a few months, right? So, you know, this would not be a hard project for an expert whittler. This video is not really for expert carvers and whittlers. This is more for people who've never done it before. It's a very simple, doable project that produces something that could well be useful to you. And also, you see, I save all the shavings that are produced, and I've been practicing quite a bit. Those are great for, like, Tinder, little fire kits, you know, little bushcrafty survival fire kits. I save all those. All right, well, we are almost done with the shaping. You know, what did I come up with? I put some electrical tape around it as just the de facto handle wrap. So that is what we came up with. You see it is quite pointed. and it looks a whole lot better than when we started. Yeah, it kind of looks like a knife. I mean, it's representative of a knife. If someone was coming at you with that, you could imagine, what if that was made of steel? What would you do? How would you defend yourself? Like I said, it's a trainer. Remember, this is what it looked like in the beginning, right? Pretty crude, pretty rough, just some junk wood. And that's what we have transformed it into. So it's fun. I mean, make your own stuff. Yeah, you could buy a rubber training knife on Amazon, but it's cool to make your own stuff. And remember, the difference between like a spike or a wooden knife and a spear, the only difference is how long the piece of wood that you select, right? If you can make a nice, put a nice point on a piece of wood, you can make a spear. Here are some more projects that I've been working on. Some of these are finished, some of them I'm not quite sure if they're finished yet. Now, there's also the aspect of fire hardening. I learned that you should never ever fire harden something unless you're absolutely sure that you're done shaping it. Because I've had a couple times I fire hardened something, then I was looking at it, and I was like, I want to make a few more adjustments, just shape it a little more. And then it looks funny because the fire hardening will change its color. So if you carve it after that, then there's two different colors. So yeah, I'm not going to fire harden until I'm absolutely sure these projects are finished. But some of these projects are training knives. Some are just basically weapons that are, I'm making them as works of art. I don't need a wooden weapon. I got many steel knives, of course. But, I make them as a hobby. I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to learn new skills, always trying to improve my skills. And it doesn't really cost me anything but time because I have so much spare wood from splitting or batoning in knife reviews. Way more than I could burn, especially in the summer. It's quite hot. So there is our finished project. It was a fun project for me. This is a type of activity you got to teach your kids. I didn't have anyone to teach me this, so I'm making up for lost time. And, they don't have to make a weapon. They could make a little statue, whatever they want to make, age appropriate. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for many more. This has been We All Juggle Knives.